Hey guys, welcome to DevOps School. In this video tutorial, we are going to learn about Docker. It helps us to create, deploy and run applications by using containers. After going through this tutorial, I promise you that the concept and understanding of the Docker will be absolutely clear to you.
But before that, let me ask you a few things. Are you dreaming of a career with higher pay and more responsibilities? Or are you ready to take your skills to the next level this year? Then start investing in DevOps School certification level courses which will help you to emerge skills for a wide range of entry-level roles and as well as higher potential future positions. But with thousands of courses online and in classroom worldwide, finding the right one for your career goals can be difficult. You can consider our courses like Agile Developer, Agile QA, DevOps Certified Professionals, Site Reliability Engineering, DevSecOps, and Masters in DevOps Engineering, where you will have access to well-structured, easy-to-follow course content that has been developed and will be delivered by industry professionals. You can join on our training programs globally through online platforms, and if you are looking for classroom workshops, then we have regular sessions available in Bangalore, Hyderabad, Chennai, Delhi NCR, Mumbai and in Pune. Simply compare our many courses, find the one that suits your style and schedule best and start today.
Okay, so now I'm going to talk about one important topic, and that is Docker volumes. Okay, Docker volume. Now, what is Docker volume? So guys, first I'll show you the demo and then you'll understand the problem with containers. So where is my, yes. Yeah. Now, if you see that here, Docker, look at that guys, important one, yes. And if you remember this container, I had a file devopsschool.txt, I guess. Let me check. Docker exec lsopt. No, let me check another container. Container ID, not image ID. No, which container I have? I think this one. Some file I had copied.
You have put the wrong. You have put the wrong name there, wrong ID.
Yeah, it's here. Okay, so you see here this container. This container, the file which you see that here is, you have to assume this got created through applications. Very important file. And if you lose this file, then so not a good thing will happen to your project. So it's inside a container. It's inside a container. Now I want to show you one thing where it is exactly. So have you seen the df-kh? See how many containers I'm having right now? Five mount point. Look at this. 5 mount point. All this hitting to the common location, which is called var lib docker overlay 2. I told you, right? Remember, one mount get attached to. I think I have that image. No, I closed that. So one mount get attached to each container process, right? Each container process, a mount get attached. These are the mounts. How many containers I'm having? 5. You see here. Okay. So I'll go to this place. Okay. CD. This is the location. Okay. This is the location. So many directories are there. Right now, don't get lost. I'm looking for my particular things. Where is my file? This is a file. Linux command I'm using. Okay. To find the file. See that. The file is there. Look at it very carefully. This is a common location. Inside that there is a two directory, diff and merged. I'll explain you each and everything. But inside OPT, DevOpsSchool.txt. Now what happens, let me show you. I stop the container.
Hey, Rajesh, can you see if you started recording this?
Yeah, I'm recording.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm stopping the container. Look at this, guys. Find the file. 1. Just see the behavior. Start the container. Find the file. 2. Stop the container. Find a file. 1. So even though if you stop the container, the file is saved. How come it's 2? That's a different question. When you start the container, how come you get the 2 places, the same file? That is a different question. But the question is, did you lose the file? No. Stop the container. I did not lose the file. But what will happen? I remove the container now. And container ID is, I remove this. See, the file which was very important for my project got lost. So the problem which we are discussing is, how can we have data persistent, simple statement. How can we have data persistent beyond the container life cycle? When I say life cycle, that means container is dead, deleted, corrupted, whatever it is, I don't care, but the data should not be lost. So guys, did you understand the problem with the containers? Containers are in peril. Did you understand that? Guys, did you understand the problem?
Yes, Rajesh.
And solution is Docker volume. Docker volume. Docker volume is a way in which you can have a data persistency. Container is gone. Data is not gone. But how it works, I'll show you the demo now. So guys, there are 3 types of volumes which you have. Okay, 3 types of volume. One is volume itself. Okay, one is mount, and one is TMPS. Okay, so this volume, mount, TMPS. By the way, sorry, your audio is not. So okay, so if you search here Docker volume, and here there's a multiple articles, you will find it yourself. Here I have written in detail this tutorial. You can read it later, not now. Anyways, I'm teaching. Okay. I think someone is speaking. I don't know whether he's talking to me or someone else, or is just audio issues. Any questions, guys? Okay. So guys, there are 3 types of volumes. Volumes, mount, TMPS. Where is get stored? This volumes which I am talking about, first type, gets stored in this location. This location. Okay. The mount, which one you use, any place in host machine, any place other than this. And this one is in memory. So if it is in memory, storage is in memory, you know that is a flash, is very fast actually. Mount and volume, these are the things. So how can we work with the volumes? Let me work with the volumes. First, let me show you here. This is the location. See, there's so many volumes are there. See, I have not created any volume, but I got so many. The question is how? The answer is hidden in the Jenkins image. You want to see that? Go inside it. Go inside the data. If you know the Jenkins, then you know this directory structure as well. These are the Jenkins files. These are the Jenkins. Anyways, that's a topic which will come back later. But the question is, how do we create volumes? How do we list out the volumes? How will remove the volumes? How do we use the volumes? That is the question. So now I'm going to teach you different command. Volume ls will list out all the volumes. Rest commands. See, you can create a volume. You can inspect the volume. You can remove the volume. You can prune the unused volume as well. So how can we create a volume? So volume create. What volume? For dev, I created a volume. ls. See here. Dev. Local volume. It's empty. You see here. Clear the screen. See that here. Dev. This volume is empty. Nothing is there. CD dev. CD data. Nothing is there. You see? Nothing is there. Correct? So I can create many volumes actually. So I can create one more volume. Dev to QA. And I got this volume. Again, volume ls. List the volume. I can remove unused volumes also. So prune. By the way, both the volumes plus many Jenkins volumes is unused. Why? Deleted. Everything got deleted. You see, these volumes not got deleted. That means it's being used. Where it's being used? Docker. You want to know? Docker PS. It must have been used in this place. Okay. So yes, you can prune these volumes. Docker PS. All these 4 Jenkins, right? 4 volumes. It must be belong to the Jenkins. See, 1 Jenkins, 2 Jenkins, 3 Jenkins, 4. Okay, so it's still been used, not used. You can delete forcefully, that's a different thing. Okay, so now I'll create one more time the volumes. Create Raju, create Ram. So I create volumes again, 2 volumes. See, it's empty volume. So you can list the volumes, you can create a volume. You can delete a volume, prune the volumes. But how can you use the volume? That is the question. So guys, you can use the volumes like this. Are you comfortable with this command so far? Are you comfortable with this command?
Yes. Yes, Rajesh.
So guys, if you want to use that volume, -v option. Yeah, -v. Volume name, which is external. Where you want to mount inside a container. I want to mount in Raju or Raja, whatever it is. This is a volume name. -v. Inside a container, Raja. And you see here, I got the container. Which container? Let me clear the screen. Docker PS. This container. Can I list out this? Docker exec. You can go inside that and run the command also, but I don't feel doing it because it's easier. df-kh. See here, Raja. Can you see that? ls opt Raja. Can I write something in the Raja? Go to the Raju. Raju is a volume name which I mapped it. Raju cd data. See here how I'm writing touch DevOps school.txt. See, I'm writing here. Can I list out inside a container? See? See? You write there, you want to write inside a container, no problem. Touch opt Raja dev1.txt and you see here ls. You write here, you see there, you write there, you see here. So can you have two volumes to one container? Why not? Docker run -itd Ubuntu. Now -v what? Raja to where? To opt1 new container. Another volume, I forgot the name, ram to where? opt2. Did you understand this command, guys? 2 times volume mounting. Did you understand this? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Done. Now Docker ps. This is a container. Clear the screen. Docker exec.
You are doing on image level, right? The value, then it is up to.
Sir, I am running a run command. How can you say the image level? I am using run. Run has a 4 behavior. You know that. Please hardcode this run. Run always create a container, right?
Yeah. For that we are using an image.
Yeah. Volume is for the runtime environment. Okay.
Yeah.
So now you see here,
Yeah.
OPT1 has got. How come OPT2 has not got? Because only one volumes you can see. But actually, if you do ls, OPT here, you see 1 and 2 both. Okay. So this is the volumes. Now important thing is, what about if I delete containers, my Raja and Ram volume will get deleted? Let's check it out. I don't know. We'll come to know ourselves only. Try it out. This, in a Docker world, container world, everything just takes a matter of seconds, milliseconds. So by the time you'll Google it, you will. By the way, stop all the container because I don't need it. I do the cleanup environment and remove it. And you see here, let me check that volume got deleted or not. So Docker volume lsc Raja, Raju, Ram, all volumes is been there. Do you want to see the data is there or not? Let's check it out. I think Raju I have used last time. Further writing the data, see, data is not gone. So guys, did you understand that how can you work with the volume and have the data persistency? Is that clear for everyone?
Rajesh, I have one question. So, I mean, you said this, there are 3 types of volumes, right? Volume, mount, and TMFS. And is there a way that we can specify while creating a volume that, this volume needs to be created in memory? So, something like that.
That's what I'm saying. No, this volumes I'm doing right now this demo.
Okay.
And second one I'm moving to one.
Okay.
So guys, these are the command I
Yeah, Rajesh, can you please once again explain, like earlier the volumes got deleted, now they are not deleted.
So earlier volume got deleted because I did a prune. Docker volume, I deleted manually. I did the prune, but this time, and earlier also the volume was not deleted when you delete the container. Container is gone, data is still there. That's the problem we are discussing. Same, right? Are you getting my points?
Yeah, I got it.
So Rajesh, basically you're maintaining a master copy outside the container. That's what is happening here, right?
You should not say master copy. Let's keep it as
But it's a copy
storage.
of
Volume.
yeah. So it's a copy of whatever. Yeah, volume storage is nothing but whatever you want to have in individual containers. You're having one more copy outside it.
No,
and when
it's
you
not a
delete
copy.
the container,
No. It's not copy. It's mount.
Like
I always say
in-
mount.
In AWS, it's like volume IDs, right? We are attaching AWS volume IDs to the EC2.
Sir, I think if you're talking on the AWS, then it's easy for me to explain. Let me tell you here.
I guess it is behaving in such a way.
Yeah. EBS, you attach the volume, right? EC2
Yes.
itself gone. That EBS
That's
is
still
still there.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same way.
Yeah, understood. And we can attach this to any of the there it is
So there is one problem with the EBS. One EBS you can attach to only one instance at a time. But here, the one volume in Docker you can attach to multiple containers. No problem.
Right.
So once we deleted the volume, we can attach to another container also. That is the use. We are not. We don't want to drop the data.
Sorry, I missed your question.
So why we are maintaining the volume even though we are deleting the containers, because we can reuse the volumes for some other container. That is
Right,
the purpose.
yeah.
We are not.
That's what I
Okay.
said. No? How can we have the data persistency? I was about to fall from chair. How can you have a data persistency beyond the container lifecycle?
Rajesh, when we do Docker run Jenkins, so it will be checking the local repository first, right? So local repository is this volume. Is that correct, or they are different
No,
things?
sir, you completely got wrong there. Those are different things. When you say Docker run Jenkins, it creates a container. Container. I am talking about that when you stop the container, the file will be there. When you delete the container, the files will be gone, whatever you have written. So for the solving the problem, I'm talking the volume. I think someone used a very right way to explain. EC2 versus EBS. See, one more. Do you know EC2 understand? EC2 understand?
Yes.
EC2, you have one MFRL volumes on which you run operating system. But for the data persistency, you add another volume from EBS. So if you delete the EC2 instance, the MFRL volume, which is 8 GB or 10 GB, whatever you get it gets deleted along with it. But the volumes which you created and attached, mounted later point of the time, that will not get deleted. Manually you have to do it.
Okay.
Got it?
Yeah, Rajesh, now I got it.
Okay, guys. So now the question.
For Rajesh, but earlier you showed us, right, there are two places it is, it is showing when you are doing find dot name.
Right,
one is
right.
the one is the OPT.
Right.
Is that the local copy of the actual container?
So the one which I was showing you, the file we had at two places, that is not at all related to volumes. Simple.
Oh.
That was I was showing you because of I was looking for that path, this path, okay, where it gets stored. That location I wanted to show you. Now the question is, you asked me, how come it would get deleted? I mean, how could we get duplicated two places?
True.
I need to discuss that one. That's not a part of volumes. That's a part of the container itself. Let me show you one demo. Forget about the volumes. I think you should get clarity on this. So right now, I do not have any container. Okay, I have a few containers which is in the, I will remove this, okay? Let me remove in front of you, okay? See, right now, if you see, I have no container, okay? Now, see here, I have no container. I'm not talking about the volume at all. Now, if I create a container, and one more thing, one more command I want to show you before that. See here, df table in the host machine. Df table means file system, okay? Whatever you have mounted. These are the mounted. These are the mount. See, mounted. It's Linux. Everything is mounted. In Windows also, your C drive is mounted. D drive is mounted. Your C users Rajesh is mounted. Everything, so many mounted. So understand those conceptual stuff. Okay. So I was showing something different. So I'm creating one container. Okay. Look at this. ITD Ubuntu. And you see here, I created a container, and you see here. See? One container. Oh, two container. See? Two mount. One container, one mount. Two container, two mount. 100 container, 100 mount. Now, this is the two things. Okay. Now, anything you write inside a container, you'll get two places, but in the same file system, 49. Okay. This is the different. This is the different. So first I will do this. Docker ps. See, I'm writing some file inside this container. Okay. Exec touch opt dev1.txt. Okay, I write it. Now I'll go back because that I need to go to this location, right? See, look at the location, overlay 2. I was showing you volume location. I specified here also. So for this, I will go to CD, and what file I had written, I forgot actually. Anyone remember?
Some .txt.
.text.
Dev1. See here. So it's not related to volume. I am not used the -b at all. Why is getting deleted? I don't care right now. I care that the data which I am having, see here. Right now 1, and if I delete the, remove the container, so I'm solving this problem. Data is gone, container is gone, data is gone, and we are solving that problem through volumes. Now, why is getting duplicated? This is a different topic. We'll come back to that. Make sense?
Yeah.
So guys,
Yes, now it's clear.
yeah. So guys, here I used these commands to work with volumes. Yeah. Okay. Don't follow blindly, guys, any commands, because you need to understand conceptually. You have to be strong. You have to be strong. So understand this. Okay. Now I'll show you the mount. How can you do the mount? Mount is damn simple, by the way. So let me show you. Mount, I said you can have it any place in the host machine. Yes, any place. So what I'm going to do is, look at my screen. I say docker run -itd Ubuntu. Now -v, where? Host machine, opt Ramu Kaka. Okay, this is a host machine. Inside a container, opt Kaka. Okay, understand that. Here in the host machine, it is this location. I said very clearly, mount means any place in the host machine. It can be NFS also mounted to your host machine. You can keep it over there. No problem. So, this is the host machine. This is inside a container which will be created from the Ubuntu. Run, you know that very well. And now, in this container, docker exec container ID ls opt.
Wrong injection.
Yeah. See here, Kaka is there. Now, can I go and check host file? OPT, what was that? Ramu Kaka. See here. See, this is the place. Can I write some file here? Just dummy file, touch, RRR or something, some dummy files, some created a file, a very important files. Can I see inside a container? See? You write inside a container, you see in the host machine, you write in this host machine, you see inside a container. Now, can I do one thing? Can I delete this container? Stop this container and remove this container, and you see the data is still there. Persistency has come. Now, this way you can store anywhere in the host machine, including NFS mounted to the host machine. Understood, guys, this concept? Guys? Yeah. So, this is the volumes. Very interesting topic. So now if you compare between AWS versus Docker, then I taught you EC2 is equal to container. I taught you EBS is equal to volume. Now do you want to learn VPC also? I can teach you. There we have, in Docker we call it Docker networking. Do you know VPC concept in AWS if you are using? Yes. Yeah, so same thing. I told you, right? AWS is a platform. So Docker is a platform. So Kubernetes is also a platform. Make sense? Okay. Okay. So now I'll give you some time to practice it. All the commands you have it. By the way, I have written tutorials also. Like that, if you have any questions, you can search on my portal also under the blog section. So I'm updating these notes right now. And you are going to refresh that notes, and I'll give you 15 minutes for practice it. Please practice it and then leave for the lunch break. 1:15 we'll go for the lunch break today.
See, how about in-memory?
Sir, your voice is okay.
I mean, how about the in memory?
Yeah, same way. You have to specify a memory, TMPS, and then it will store in the memory. Now, memory data will not be deleted. Even the container will be deleted, but memory data will be lost until, any idea? Until?
I mean, when you remove the container, right?
No. Memory data will be removed until
Restart the VM?
Yes, restart the VM, virtual machine, where you are running the Docker. So it will hold as long as the VM is running, VM is gone, memory is gone, memory is erased, you lost the data. So that way. It's faster. If you need some data which is beyond the container but not beyond the node, then you can use memory -tmps. Okay? You can find out that command using help.
I have one question. So, is there any way that we create volumes with the specific sizes? Correct me if I just need any.
Sorry?
Is there any way instead of creating along with the volume, can we create specific, for example, that volume would be 5 GB, 6 GB, 10 GB? Is there any way?
This is an interesting question actually. And the answer is hidden in the, I would say no also, or yes also. You must be wondering why I'm saying that yes and no both. And the reason is, you can set the size of the volumes if the drivers are different. Here, if you look at the driver which we had it, Docker volume ls, all these drivers were local. So in the local, because it's local, you cannot set the size of it. But if you use a Flacker or Flocker or something like that, then you can set the storage. For that, I have written one blog, but I think it got outdated because Docker got recent lots of changes. Docker volume size limit. So you can do that, but typically you have to use a different driver, different technology. Now for that, again, that is out of scope, but if you feel interesting, then you can read more about it from this.
Okay. One more question. Like, if we have, the volume has already been used up from the
You
virtual
can use
machine.
Floker for that. Convoy also you can use.
So if the volume dried up from the virtual machine and I need to add an external storage as a volume, so does the Docker allow the capacity?
Sorry, can you come again one more time?
Yeah, so I just installed Docker in my system and added an VM. So for that VM, I given them 30 GB, 40 GB. Something happened in the Docker, the 40 GB got completed. If I need to take some extra space, so do I need to attach to the VM, or is there any way that through the Docker I can get the data?
Sir, you forgot again the concept. I might irritate you, but I am very, very particular about the concept. Docker is the tool which runs a container. Container consumes the storage, memory, CPU, and network. So container is running in your host machine. What is container? It's just like a mere user. That means you are also user. Container is also user. So how can they help you to get additional storage? They will use the storage of the host machine only. They will use the CPU of the host machine only. They will use the memory of the host machine only. So how this will help you to get the additional storage? Think about it. So yeah, in your case, if the host machine has been utilized fully, that means your process will stop. Your process, operating system, all the services including Docker will not work. Simple. Got it?
Yeah, got it.
Yeah. So guys, I have updated the...
If you liked our Docker session so far, please enroll our general membership for $399 plan to get access of all the parts.
Along with that, you can access our other tutorials such as Docker, Ansible, Jenkins, Terraform, Splunk, AWS, Azure, and various other DevOps related premium tutorials with our channel membership. If you would have any issues with our channel membership, you can drop an email to us at contact@devopsschool.com, or you can also unsubscribe from channel membership anytime if you don't want to continue or did not like the video. To get our channel membership, click onto the join button, select the $399 plan and grow your skills immensely.
Please be kind enough to like it, and you can comment any of your doubts and queries. We will reply to them at the earliest.
Thanks for watching.